Good morning, people. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are doing great. Today we're going to be talking about this guy. It's the XP Pen Deco Mini 7W. Deco, I don't know. We Love Gadgets South Africa sent me this. They do all kinds of cool stuff like drawing screens and these wireless tablets, and there's wired tablets as well. But I asked them for a wireless one because that's how I work, and I'll show you how to compare it to my Wacom. Yeah, I got some thoughts. I like it. There's some stuff I don't like. We're gonna drive through to Phil. He's gonna take this over for me for a review next. So I'm gonna take this to him, and then we're gonna talk about my thoughts on this guy. Anyway, let's go. So I'm gonna unbox this. This is gonna be a very short video because there's a lot of like proper in-depth tutorials about this. I just want to give you my first thoughts. I've used it for about 3 weeks now, like every day. I didn't use my other tablet, and I've really liked it, but there's a few things that will make me not want to get it. But it's very cheap and it's very nice, and the quality is very good. So I'm gonna unbox this. I'll show you what's inside, and then I'm gonna compare it to my one, and then I'm just gonna show you quickly things that I like and not like about it. So it's not much in the box. You got the tablet. This was obviously in here, but I've already unboxed it on Instagram. You got quite a lot of shortcut keys, which is very, very nice. And that's pretty much the tablet. It's a nice surface. It's not smooth plastic. It's got a little bit of texture to it, which makes it feel more like paper, which is very cool. Then you've got a USB-C cable. It's a long one, so if you want to keep it connected or charge it, and it's got a corner hook USB-C, which obviously goes in here to connect it for the first time or charge it. So that's that. And then this is the wireless module that you don't need to lose. You can't lose this, otherwise you can't use it except with the cables, and I don't know how hard these are to replace. And then lastly, it's the pen. It's a very nice pen. It's like a fat front bit, so it's very nice to hold, and it's got 2 shortcut keys. And then you get a lot of these pen nibs as well, about 10 or 12 of them for free inside the box. I just don't have them with me. And then yeah, the manuals. So it's not too important because it just works straight away. I'll connect it to my laptop and I'll show you. This is the one I normally use. This is a Wacom into a small. The reason I like it is when you're retouching, you don't really need a big surface like for when you're drawing. So you can see, I don't know if you can see that reflection over there, but that worn area is what I technically use the most. This is probably like a year and a bit old, so it held out pretty well. The texture is very, very smooth, which just makes it very slippery, whereas this one's got this nice texture. So I prefer using this one, and the wireless signal is very good, but there's a few things. So the first thing that I don't like is this is Bluetooth. You don't need one of these, so any laptop will connect to it. The problem with this is I will forget it, so I'll leave it behind and then I can't use the laptop. So if it had like a Bluetooth plus this function, that would be great. And then like, especially people using Mac, I don't use a MacBook, but people using MacBooks don't have a lot of slots. So, I mean, you're wasting like something else for this, which is one of the issues I have. And then the other reason is the pen can't go anywhere. So when I pack this in my bag, I just put the pen in here and I throw it in my bag. And if I need to charge it, just use any cable. But I can't lose the pen if it's in here, if I throw it in my bag. Whereas this, it doesn't really have a place to put it. You kind of have to take this and this and this and hope you don't lose it. So I will chuck this in my bag. Now this small thing's gonna get missing. It would be nice if they just like opened a little space in it. Like the old Wacom tablet had a little slot you could stick this in, so to keep it safe. So I mean that, or give us a bag with us so you can chuck everything in it. But other than the like losing these bits and this taking up a slot and not having Bluetooth, I prefer this one. I would much rather use this one than this one. But because of those issues, I'll stick with this one, and I'll give Phil this one to review so he can deal with that problem. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to show you connecting it to my laptop and how it works, and then that's pretty much the video. So if you have questions about it, you can drop it in the comments, and then I will reply to you guys there. Or if you have questions, something you want someone to test, then you can message Phil, because he'll have this with him so he can test it. So I want to say thanks to We Love Gadgets South Africa for sending me this to try. They've been very kind to send me one to give it a go. I did tell them my thoughts about like losing these bits, and they said they've sent it through to them, so that's quite cool as well. But I'm sure when they do a little bit of an update and they find a way to store these bits, I'm going to prefer them. XP Pen also makes things like drawing screens, so you can actually plug it in, have a second monitor and draw straight on the stuff like an animator would use, and they're very cool, but for me it's overkill. So this is This is perfect size, and so is this. So make me one of these where, you know, where this doesn't get lost. Yeah. Okay, let's connect it to my laptop. Long, not very long. So normally I put it on this side of my thing because I'm left-handed, but most people would use it on this side. So you can set it up on the PC. I'll show you how to do that. But if you use it like this now, it's going to go upside down, and then some people would put it in front of them. So you just got to choose which way you want to use it, and then you flip it on the software. But most people would have it this way. It's standard. It's going to be working as a right-handed person thing, but I had it on this side, and then yeah, pen just works straight away. So I'm going to screen record this just so you can see how to set this up, and then we'll edit a photo real quick. So this button is set to bring up your screen menu that you can see here, and this is all your shortcuts for these buttons over here, so you can choose what each button does on the computer. You've got pen settings, which is these two buttons on your pen over there. I've left them the same, so you've got right click and you've got spacebar, and then this is your softness of your brush, so the amount of pressure you're going to get. So if you put it lower, you'll see if I touch softly it's 400. If you put it high and you touch softly, it will be like 2000. So I kept mine about just under the middle because I set the pressure as well in Photoshop. And then your work area, if you've got two screens, just come in here and then make sure you click on this thing, and the drop down will show you the two screens. Choose just the one you're editing on. And then because I'm left-handed, I've flipped it to 180. So if I put it on 0, you'll see it's the opposite way around, so I can't work like that. So put it on 180. And that's the correct way for me. You could just use it normal, but your buttons would be in the way and you touch them all the time with your hand. So yeah, that's everything I can show you. Now we're just gonna go and speed edit something. Okay, so we got this picture of Kaylee. You'll see when I go into my brush settings, you'll see here's also opacity and flow. I use quite a low flow, and then I right click and I try use this one, which is soft round pressure, controls the opacity and flow. So this is the way I would use it. Let me do one more thing. Let me just open a blank thing, and I'll show you what this does. This is not something I would use often, but you'll see if you take things like this one, if you push softly it's thin, and if you push hard it's thick. So you can do, like, people who draw a lot, they can use the pressure to control the thickness. And then if you take one like this one, it will control the blurriness, so softly and hard. You see what I mean? So I just use this one because it controls how the grading works for when I retouch. So we'll do something like dodge and burn. So we take, once we load, we take a gray layer, and then doing something like a black, and just to do shading on like muscle tone and stuff. So this is what I would technically use it for. If you guys want to learn editing, I did have an editing channel that I was working on, but I put it aside. I'll put all the editing stuff here for now till we get back into it.
so I need to figure it out. I'll tell you guys how long it takes to master this thing. So I'm gonna start today.
You've never used the tablet though.
This is my first time, so that's gonna be a cool video. This is my first time. Looks big, fancy.
What's your first thoughts? Build quality?
I like it, man. The pen, good size, you know what I mean? And the fact that it's got a lot of the extra ones in case I finish them. And then these buttons here, well, from what Rob said, is that I can actually customize all the stuff that I use with my, so no need to use, I'm just gonna be using my laptop as my screen now, going forward. For first time user, from here, from the, you know, the, from here, look at it, I just finished it, eh? Can you see that? So from here to here, it's exciting, eh? So yeah, can't wait.
All right, that's the video done. Yeah, very quick thoughts on the tablet. I really like the texture, I really like the build quality. I don't like that I'm gonna leave that dongle somewhere at home and then not be able to use it. There's no backup method unless you have a cable, which is kind of sucky, but other than that, really love the tablet. Please go check out We Love Gadgets. They're really cool importers in South Africa. They do lights and vlogging gadgets and tablets, and they've got all kinds of stuff. There's a link down below to their website as well as their Instagram. Tell them I sent you. And if you've got any questions for me about the tablet, drop them in the comments below. If you've got some things you want Phil to test, send him a message. And in general, check out all the links below, support the channel, and I'll see you guys later.